Good evening and welcome to the members of the Oddsavarian Soccer Club, to our fans and to also our players of the third 11, and welcome to the Round 5 review where we happen to play Moreland United at our home ground, the Chris Ketsikidis Stadium of Light. Not really having much of a form line other than the results that we see posted up on the FFV website, we took Moreland as probably one of our tougher challenges this year, which they turned out to be. Very talented side with great ability of holding the ball and also great ability to string a few passes together. We started off very well, stringing a few passes together ourselves. Up front we had our debutant Junny Chung, who came up from the fours with a late call-up as an emergency, as one of the players pulled out late on Friday evening. And that was a good start because he actually controlled the ball and wasn't really overawed, making that small step up from the fours to the threes, or the ducks as we should call them. He probably could look towards possibly being a seconds player, maybe a first player in the future, so it's just one other step for one player living his soccer dream at the Oddsavarians. We started to string a few passes together nice and early, with Scott yelling instructions from the middle and also directing the ball through himself and passing it off out wide, where we had Tommy Edwards in the middle, but also wider still with Jervis starting out on the left, and on the right was Nick. We seemed to string together a really good couple of passages of play for the first 10 minutes until Moreland started to come into the game, and quickly on the rebound scored their first goal, which was probably at around the 15-minute mark. It was against the holding of the ball in general sense of the play, that we had control of the ball, yet they just seemed to finish a lot better. And this got them a little bit of confidence, and quickly thereafter they scored another one, which put us on the back foot. But what I was proud of with the boys was the second half of the first half, from about the 25 to 30 minute mark onwards, where we actually took control of the game ourselves and we started to dominate them, whereas in the first 20 minutes they started dominating us. We made a couple of tactical errors early where we changed up and we put the extra man down into the midfield just to control the ball a little bit better. From there, we did bring the ball forward, and just before the end of the first half, Johnny on debut scored a fantastic goal from a great pass from Tommy Edwards, who seemed to be dominating the middle at this stage, which was a key factor to us actually controlling the ball, but also aligning ourselves with our passes and using each other a lot better. In the second half, we started off like absolute wizards, passing the ball left, right and centre, and as Whale on the sideline said, this is probably one of the high quality games that we actually played. We just could not put the ball in the back of the net. It combined very well with Scotty, and also Vossi came into his own as well when he got brought on, and we were completely dominating them for 20 to 25 minutes. Lo and behold, the ball went down the other end and they scored their third. Quickly thereafter, they scored their fourth, and obviously lastly they scored their fifth. It wasn't quite a result that reflected the general nature of the way the ball was being played and the way that we played ourselves. We did at times look a little bit frustrated, but it was really a game of two halves where they did dominate us for probably two 20-minute periods, but we actually took control of the middle part of the game, just not being able to put the goals away. That brings us to this week. This week we've got a game against Old Melburnians, which we have played previously in the cup competition that we won, but we don't know which side they're going to bring out onto the pitch since they've got quite a number of sides. What we got to work on this week is probably more of a trust idea. Trust when we're defending in our fellow teammates, just letting them go about their own, looking after their own man, not coming into the system, because what we found on the weekend, we'd all be drawn to the ball almost like an under-9 style game, and then they would just get the ball, nick a pass around, and have two or three guys streaming down, putting pressure on our backs. Whereas a couple of times where Tobin and Noodles and also Chenny were just put under the pump because they were outnumbered numerous times on the right flank, as they drew all our players across to the left and then brought the ball around over to the right. We'll obviously look to combat that this week and try to stick to our positions. Lastly, it's the finishing. Finishing is very difficult thing because most of it's actually mind over matter. We can finish, we will finish, and we will this week. So don't be surprised if we come back on a video review next week having scored a ton of goals. All we need is just one slot away, and slowly we'll work at that. We are getting to the right positions to score, we just don't seem to be putting it on the board. So that's the end of this review. Hopefully we'll look forward to a big win this week away at Melbourne, and we'll come away with the 3 points and put ourselves back into contention for the championship. We're still looking okay, sitting third on the table, with the 2 teams above us being undefeated. They're both Kyneton and the Heidelberg Eagles, and we've got games coming up against them as well. So this will be another test for us, because Old Melbourne has actually beaten the team that we lost to last week. So if we can all get our heads together, just keep back our trust. It's only one loss, and we'll get back and fight back. So till next week, we'll see you guys then.